We will see. Oh, it's working this time. Technology is okay. We'll take that. Maybe no, we don't take it. Too soon. New moon 526. But honestly, whenever you're watching this, it doesn't matter what's going on in the cosmos. If you're called to watch this, then there is a nugget of wisdom in here for you. So I bring through messages always and only from the highest vibration of love and light, always and only in the highest good of anyone who receives. And we are tuning in to the new moon energies coming in about 5 days. And actually, the energy will start to come through in about 2. The general consensus is that you feel new moon and full moon energy 3 days before and 3 days after. So it's like a week basically around the actual event. So new moons are for, full moons, as you know, is for letting go, releasing. And so a lot of people do full moon ceremonies where they write on a piece of paper what they want to let go of and they burn it in some way in a safe way, in a safe place. And so then the new moon, which comes, just a couple weeks later, is for that 2 week period, then is for that letting go and that releasing process. And then the new moon comes in with the new energy, the new path, the the opportunity to continue on without the things that you let go of, right? So new moon, new path, new start. And I don't know about you, but May has really been intense AF. And so I am expecting no less from this new moon. The full moon was, I feel like humanity was completely annihilated and then they just reset us for a little bit. So we're still getting used to I feel like a lot of people are like just getting used to their feet again. I don't know what's going on. It's intense. It's intense. May is intense. So let's get if you're a deck person, this is the first deck I'm going to pull from. It's my fave. It was one of my first. I don't think it was my first. I think it was like my third deck. But it was one of my first decks and it was gifted to me, which makes it even more special. So we're going to get an overall energy for this new moon from this beautiful deck. Merlin has joined the party. Oh, they're wanting me to get 3. Okay, I'm going to do it. Okay. Staying interesting, staying focused, rainbow blessings, and fogged in. So it's almost like these two are contradicting each other it's like a blessing sandwich. It's like a blessing sandwich going on. So let's see what's going on there. Staying focused. So this new moon, I feel like for a lot of people, and don't ever stress about, oh my God, I got to do a ceremony, or I got to set an intention, or I got to blah, 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 or I'm going to miss this portal or this doorway. It's just not a thing. Don't stress about that. You are evolving exactly as you were supposed to be evolving. Intentional participation is beautiful, yes. But if you don't, like if you're the kind of person that does full moon ceremonies, but you miss 1 or 2, there's a reason. It's either on autopilot and you didn't need to do anything, or it wasn't your doorway. Okay. And there's always another one. There's always another one. And so I feel like for some people, this was the first card that came out. So I do want to try and focus on that fact because, well, it's a wizard. I always see it as Merlin, and he is looking through a telescope out into, notice he's looking up into the sky. He's not looking, or he's looking at a building that's as tall as the one he's in. But it does seem like the actual town is way down here. So he's not looking down. He's not looking below the frequency that he's at. He's not searching for something that he's already transcended above. Okay, that's important. He is looking out. I feel like he's looking out to the stars. He's looking out to the cosmos. He's focusing on a higher vibration and what is coming in the future. He's focusing on an evolved reality. So then, I mean, this is an easy one, right? Notice both of these. I feel like, well, both of these, he's inside looking out. And so it's like he's not quite ready to go out and engage in it yet, but he's seeing something coming, right? Not time to actually go claim it yet. Well, you can claim it, but not time to actually go get it yet. And then same thing, inside, looking out. So I always see this, well, not always, but I often see this as, okay, you've been holed up in here in this tower for quite some time. I know that we had all these retrogrades like since November. So if you've been feeling like you've been shoved through a screen door since November, falling on the ground in a billion little piles of pulp, yeah, gross, Wendy. What the hell? And then having to rebuild yourself and leaving some of it behind, right? We had since November, we've had the opportunity to completely fall apart. We were the caterpillars in the chrysalis, right? We were the soup. And we were completely rebuilding ourselves, but leaving some old stuff out, right? And allowing new stuff in to as building blocks, right? So if you felt that, dude, I mean, there's a reason we're still kind of in looking out. However, these flowers tell me that we're getting the messages now to come out. And we have been peeking our heads out. A lot of people are putting themselves out there in bigger ways. A lot of people are really moving forward in a rapid way right now. But whoever you are, whoever is watching this, just know that your time is coming. Your time is coming. This new moon is going to be a whole new reset. And so here's the thing. When you do venture out, here's what you're seeing. Okay. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Okay, cool. The sun is shining. There's a rainbow. Rainbows come through to me as the promise. The cosmos, the universe, God promised us lives of joy and abundance. And all we had to do, if you remember Yeshua, Jesus, all we have to do is love one another, take care of each other, and we can create lives of joy and abundance. That is the promise. Okay. It looks so clear. Notice the path. You can only see to a certain point, but a lot of it is really clear. And so it's almost like this is what they're showing me is you've been knowing, feeling that something was coming. You've been focusing on a higher vibrational you, a better version of you, and a better reality that you want to create. Okay, that's what you've been focusing on. And so now you're packing. Now you're packing to go on out. Because here it wasn't quite time. He was real content. He's real content being in, looking out. And you were too, perhaps, or I feel like we're never content being in, looking out, but sometimes we need to be in that space. We always want to be out there, even if we know we're not ready. It's that FOMO, right? It's humans. I don't know why we do that to ourselves, but we're always like, oh, what am I missing? What am I missing? But I cannot go out there because I'm a mess. But oh my God, I cannot handle the thought of missing something. It's so silly. We need the rest. We need the solitude sometimes. And so you're packing here because you're like, okay, I can see the path. I can see all this this new life out here. So when you venture out, which is going to be shortly after the new moon, then all of a sudden you're going to feel like you're fogged in. This card makes me laugh because doesn't that flag, like, tell me the truth. Doesn't it, at a glance, doesn't it kind of look like the Starbucks? Looks like a Starbucks cup to me. It's a Starbucks cup. So let's look at that. Starbucks is something that a lot of people love. Okay. So what's coming is, I also feel like it's a comfort. Okay. That's good. That's good. So it does say go slow, take your time. go slow, take time, okay? Which is good. It's like, okay, we're all gung ho. We pack our bag and we go jumping out the window and we try to sprint. And what they're telling you, because I feel like a lot of us are really excited about the things that are coming this year. I feel like a lot of us are seeing things coming together, things falling into place in a big way. And we just want it to happen now. We just want it to happen yesterday. And so you may find yourself trying to sprint out there. And look, notice the fog is not that thick. Like, come on, like they could have illustrated pea soup, but it's not. It's not that bad. But it might make you go, oh, like I thought I was going to see this. And then you get out there and you're like, okay, and it's because you're trying to go too fast. We're being asked to enjoy every step. Okay. I know we want to get there. I don't know what there. So, first of all, there's no final destination except for rejoining source, right? Like, except for our souls literally being dissolved back into source to all of, so we can all experience the oneness again. There, that is the only destination. Now, you may think of life as maybe several destinations, big and small. There's a destination every second, right? And there are bigger ones and there are smaller ones. So you could think of it that way, but just remember that the point of this journey, the point of waking up, is to realize how much time you've been spending in the past and worrying about the future, and why it's so important to learn to sit in the present. The present, each present moment is a void space, okay? It's right here. It's right here, and it is where we create our life in this present moment. You can't create a fucking thing in the past. You can't create anything in the future. You have to be in the present moment, okay? And it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to be, because when you're in the present moment fully, it also means you're actually in your body fully. That's another thing that we're being asked to do. So many of us have lived our lives half hanging out of our bodies because it's hard to be human, because it's hard to be here. Excuse me, as my body reacts, right? Pink, look up Pink song Hurts to Be Human. It's amazing, first of all. But you'll resonate with it. You'll probably cry a little. I don't when I listen to it and sing along at the top of my lungs in the shower. So we spend a lot of time out of our bodies because sometimes being human sucks. And a lot of us have been half out of our bodies since childhood because something happened. Something happened. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why we all have childhood trauma. That's just wrong and it stinks, but we do. And we're being asked to heal it so that we don't keep recreating that cycle. Now, for me, three of my kids are grown. I've got one left at home. He's already a teenager. It's like they have the trauma because I have only been on this awakening journey for 12 years. And so as I heal, they heal because I'm healing the part of my part in it that they took on. Okay. So I actually was just writing about this today because I'm writing a parenting book. And I was just writing this today. So it's cool that it's coming through. It's like you can only heal yourself. But as you heal yourself, you actually heal those pieces of you that other people maybe have taken on. Okay. Which is beautiful. And any kind of catalyst to heal, like let's say you heal something. Let's say you heal a level of shame. Let's say you have shame. Who knows why? Like you were abused as a child and you were made to feel ashamed of it. You were ashamed of yourself, ashamed of who you were because maybe that brought it on, ashamed that you couldn't be better, you couldn't behave or whatever it was. And it could have been a very innocent moment. But for children, they're core memories and they create core wounds if they're negative, right? If they're traumatic in any way. And so you've built upon that. You built upon that. And so we do have to tackle these big things in life. And let's say you healed a layer of shame that perhaps one of your kids who's now grown, maybe if you don't resonate with this, fine, but maybe one of your kids took on because they maybe experienced a similar thing, or they experienced a similar thing in your presence and they took some of it. A lot of us have kids that even if they don't realize it, they're trying to take our pain for us because they don't like it when we're in pain, obviously. And so they'll see us in pain or feel us in pain, not even realize that they're trying to take some of it. And so that can cause issues in their own lives. And so when we heal it, when you heal that layer, then you're also taking back that energy from them and allowing them to heal it as well. But what it also does is kind of kickstart the next healing process for them. So you see how quantum entanglement has its place here in this healing journey, in this really humble, low vibe reality that we're in. Quantum entanglement is a thing because you cannot heal yourself without it affecting other people. Okay. So you heal yourself, you heal other people. So the message is I feel like you've been focusing on being a better you, on creating a better reality for yourself. Okay. You're starting to see things, maybe small things are falling into place. Maybe you're feeling good. Maybe you went through, because we did this, anytime we declare something to the universe is then going to come and remove everything from our energy field that is in the way of that. So if you want something, if you want a higher version of you, if you want a higher reality to live in, where you're happier, where you have more abundance, where you get to have the things you want and be with the people that you want, then the universe will come in and go, oh, okay, we're going to pull everything out that is in the way of that. And so you'll experience a purge. We used to call it dark night of the soul. It really doesn't have to be that intense anymore, but for some people it is. It all depends on where you're at or what you need to heal personally. But you'll go through a purge then to prepare for that, okay? Before you start to see out the window and like, okay, I'm starting to see like you're coming out of the funk now of the healing. Okay. So then you want to run, then you want to sprint and spirit is saying, your guides are saying, it's okay. You can take your time. You don't have to take a giant leap right now. There's no leaps of faith here. This is, in fact, they're asking you to trust by showing you a good chunk of the path. And like you can tell, oh, you're going to be safe. You're going to be safe as long as you're on that path, that part that you can see. And then you'll be able to see as you round that bend, right? You're going to be able to see even farther. So you don't have anything to worry about. But they're saying, take your time. And it's okay to engage in comforts at this time, like Starbucks. I don't personally recommend Starbucks. I think Starbucks is gross. But if that's your thing, go for it. I am a firm believer in comfort food, drink items in moderation, right? And so they're saying, go ahead. And this is really too more about upping your self-care game, right? Like really putting you first. I like that. So that's just the first 3 cards, y'all. What the hell? 18 minutes. So now I have got, this is one of my favorite decks too. I know I say that about all my decks. My fairy, see if you can read it. My fairy forest deck, is it art? No, I don't know who the artist is. Maybe she's the artist too. It's a Lucy Cavendish deck and it is just breathtaking. And what I love about it is each one is a little bit different style. Like it's not all the same style of art, which is very cool. It's all people, but it's all fairies, but it's each one is kind of depicted in a little bit different style. Like some of them look real, some of them look like cartoons, some of them look really, really faded, and it's very cool. All right, so let's get clarity. Yeah. On these, I'm just going to do a grid right down the, okay. Was I holding it upside down? No. Oh, okay. I'm not going to worry about it. The all came out upside down, but I was holding it wrong. I was holding it funny. I'm not going to worry about that. So right under the staying focused, isn't this cool? So we've got Merlin here, right? And we've got the wise old woman right underneath it. So we got the masculine, wise old man, and then we got the feminine. And she is, so she's 45, number 45. The first deck does not have numbers, FYI. So she's number 45, which is 9, which is coming to the end of a cycle. Absolutely. That's why you're focusing on the next thing, right? You've been focusing on being a better you. I love it. And so you are coming to the end of the previous you, okay? When we experience a death of a former self, it's called an ego death. And it's not always fun. And we talked about maybe Dark Night of the Soul. We talked about the purge. Okay. You are literally shedding skin. You're literally shedding a layer of you every time you heal a layer of your trauma. And you have to allow yourself to grieve. You have to allow yourself to feel the feels and release them in some way. Okay. It doesn't have to be tears, right? I get it. Not a lot of people like to cry or have a space to cry where other people can't see. That's my thing. I don't like other people seeing me cry, and so I do try to hide. But lately it's been like, well, the last couple years, it just comes. I'm just grocery shopping and I just start crying. It's you get to that point too, but it says the ancient elder experience lessons. And so you really are tuning into a higher vibration, a higher version of you without the trauma that is um that is unburdened by it, right? And so has more clarity than you. And so you're really creating this new reality and this higher version of you. And I know she's not, she's not a looker or anything, but she's very wise and she has a lot of wisdom. And she has the owl. Owl comes through as guides for old souls, okay, wise old souls, which is you. And then yeah, she's clutching this book, which that tells me, and she's got one eye almost fully closed. I almost said clothed. I don't know why. So she's got one eye closed and she's clutching this book. I do feel like it's speaking to, there might have been some resistance to letting go, right? Like she's clutching it like, no, I'm not letting go of this. I'm not letting go of this. But then I think you did. Like, I feel like you did because, well, and here's the thing is like, it's okay. It's okay to have resistance. We're human. That's what we do. It's okay to resist. I think as long as we have physical bodies, we're going to have resistance. And I think we just need to be okay with it. We just need to be like, okay, I'm resisting. Cool. Let's just, okay, I'm just gonna Netflix and chill and just allow the resistance to be there. But I will say that because this came through in the top row, I do feel like you did let go because you started to see what you could create and what you were actually bringing forward and manifesting. So then you got 39, King of the Darkwood Elves. I love this dude. So you got two very beautiful divine masculine energies. Like this is the wise man and this is kind of the raw manly man, right? Like this is the wisdom, this maybe is the street smarts, right? The knowledge. And so you got kind of both sides of the coin of the divine masculine, which is beautiful. It says authority, credibility, status. And so you are coming into a time where you are realizing that there are things that you are good at and that people benefit from your knowledge of, okay? And things that you can share that also will help you move forward in your life and will help you move forward on this healing, evolving journey. And he's 39, which breaks down to 12, which breaks down to 3. So three comes through for me typically as trusting your own intuition, okay? Trusting your own power, trusting that you have everything you need. It's the power of three, you call it, right? So trusting that you have everything you need, that you are who you need to be in this moment to move forward, okay? You have everything. You don't need to wait for anything else. So that's what I'm saying. And it's coming out right under this card. So that's what I'm saying. You're packing. You're packing because you know that it's time to go. And so then remember, you got this, okay, it's okay to take your time, because then you got number 2, and I do not know how to say her name, Duira, Duira, and it probably is nothing like that, but I apologize. Healer, nourishment, nurture, absolutely nurture. So you're going to be moving forward, yes, but also in a big way around nurturing yourself and self-care. Remember we talked about that, the Starbucks, the comfort, the Netflix and chill, the taking your time, the it's okay to do one step at a time because you're going to get there. and you are moving. You are on this, you're packing. So come the new moon, after the new moon, you're going to be on that path down there. You're not going to be stuck in this tower anymore. Okay, you're not going to be in the dark anymore. You get to be out in the sun with the rainbows and I don't know why I thought alpacas, the rainbows and the alpacas. Sure. Is somebody thinking about alpacas? So yeah, healer, nourishment, nurture. You're going to be really integrating the new energy that you've created. Okay, you've let go. You've let an old you die. Fucking amazing. Way to go. Good job. And so you're going to be feeling that. It feels weird. It feels weird. We always think, at least I thought, and many of my friends, when we embarked on this journey at the beginning, you think, oh my God, I can't wait to heal this stuff. I'm going to feel so great. Actually, after you come out of a dark night of the soul, or a pit, as I call them, after you come out of a pit where you've healed something, you climb out. You have to climb. You have to get yourself out. Once you come out into the sun again, it's great, but it feels weird. Okay, so you might feel a little off because you're integrating your new frequency without that old you there anymore. That energy is gone. See, if he was wanting the old him, he'd be looking down. He'd be looking down at the village. He'd be like, what can I create that is within my reach and not out of my comfort zone and low vibrations so I don't have to grow or evolve? You were reaching for the stars, okay? You wanted to grow exponentially this month with this new. And so I think that's beautiful. So you are going to be engaging in more self-care. I do feel like this very ornate and flowery and leafy headdress shows that it's almost like, and this is in a good way, but it's almost like what they're showing me is she's she's not quite ready to move forward fast because she's still dumping weight. She's still getting rid of heaviness. So because that headdress looks so heavy. So she's still getting rid of some heaviness, maybe you're a lot in your mind when you know that you have healed a layer, you come out and you're like, oh, I should be feeling good. We sometimes get in our heads and we beat ourselves up for maybe we didn't do it right or whatever. Know that you did it. Okay. This is your message. If you're watching this, if you made it this far, you did it. You did it. Okay. You focused on a higher version of you. You asked for help to whatever higher power you talk to. You set the intention that you wanted to be a better you. How do I do it? That's what you asked. Okay. You were brought what you needed. Even if it was just, even if you didn't realize it, you were brought what you needed. Okay. Maybe you needed time. Maybe you got, for a lot of you, maybe a job went away. And so all of a sudden you had all this free time and maybe that's what you needed. Or perhaps, who knows? I don't even, it's going to be different for everybody, but the universe brought you exactly what you needed when you declared that you were ready to heal. Okay. Trust that. It never looks like what we think it's going to look like. We always think, oh, it's going to bring me a guru and I'll take a class and I'll step by step, blah, blah. Not necessarily. Sometimes the universe brings you something that appears to be negative, and that's what you needed. Okay. So I need you to understand that. So I like that. Now I have, all right, don't panic. Don't panic because I have a tarot deck out. I know. I'm really working on getting more confident with the tarot. I've got this deck out, which is the artwork is very modern, which I like, and it's so beautiful. I'm just going to intuit. I am determined not to look at, okay, I don't want to hold it upside down. I'm determined not to look it up in the book. I just want to intuit. So I feel like I want to get 3 more. Why not? We'll do the full grid. This new moon is going to be so beautiful because you're already packing. I feel like you're already packing. You're already feeling like, oh my God, I think I can move. I think I can move. I think I'm doing it. I think something has left. I feel better. I feel lighter. I feel kind of weird. I feel kind of floaty. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. So let's not want to do. Okay. Let's get 3 more to wrap this up. Yeah. Okay, I want these two, and then I want, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So Two of Wands. Again, this is really interesting. So she's coming out under this guy, right? And under the Ancient, which, she's just kind of there. But notice she's also gazing out the window. Isn't that interesting? I think that's so cool that there's a very similar energy here. She is also, she's kind of looking down, but she seems like she's way up high too. Like it's hard to tell. So we're not going to worry about that. We know that, and I love, oh my goodness. Okay, she's making plans. Look at this. She's making plans. She's creating a future. Look, she's got a VW bus. Oh my God, that's my dream vehicle right there. Do you see it? That's my dream vehicle right there. A little pimped out VW bus. And she's got the globe out and she is planning her future. She's planning her future, but at this time, right? And this could be now as you're watching, if you're watching before the new moon on the 26th, but at this time, it's not quite ready to move. But she has just started gathering the things that she's going to need. And it looks like it's like, I don't know, they're very like native looking, these sticks. So that tells me without, taking it too literally about a country or where she might be going, it just tells me that she wants to go somewhere that gets her in touch with her roots or gets her back in touch with nature. And that makes sense if there's a camper van in the picture, that she would be hitting the road and really paring down her existence to less than what she even thinks that she's capable of. I feel like it's a planning. It's a planning. I'm not going to do the traditional meanings because I set the intention to intuit, right? So I do feel like it's also almost the same. Like I feel like, okay, he's got the night sky, but it's like the city is so lit up. It's almost like the sun isn't quite all the way down yet. And this definitely seems like a sunset or dusk as well. Okay. It's kind of the same time. So it's just confirming the fact that not only were you focused on being a better you, but there are specific things that you're wanting to create. And it doesn't have to be for you the camping and the traveling and the getting to your roots though, that's the key. But it doesn't have to be in a camper van, for all of you. But for some of you, that's take that to heart because I also feel like what she's wearing is very, it's like comfortable, it's like basic, but it's also like flowy and feminine. So that tells me that, whatever you are creating a more free flowing reality for yourself, less stringent, less following other people's orders or right. Like for a lot of people, even since COVID, a lot of people left jobs and started their own businesses and started working for themselves. And so if that was you, then you're creating a more free flowing life for yourself where you get to work on your terms and you work for yourself. So then we have the Page of Wands. All right, I'm really resisting the urge to look it up. Pages I know come through as learning sometimes. Like, oh, they're learning or they're in school, right? Like not literally necessarily, but they're learning something. And so she's throwing her wand in the air and dancing, and she's also like wearing very like just comfy kind of loose fitting clothes. She's really celebrating. And so I love that because it had to have been, if you've already started to see the reality that you can create, that you are creating just by focusing on it, just by doing the healing work and letting the old versions of you die, you should be celebrating because then you got this, this dude, this knowledge, this, okay, hey, I actually know stuff. Like when we heal, when we get rid of shit that we've piled on top of who we really are, we get more clarity about what we're good at, who we want to be in this world, how do we want to show up. right? For ourselves, okay, for ourselves, also for other people, but you have to show up for yourself first. If you're not showing up for yourself, you cannot adequately show up for anybody else. You can show up, you can try, and you can deplete yourself, but it's not going to really serve either one of you in the long run if you keep doing it that way. So you have to show up for yourself first. I do feel like this dude is bringing that message too. It's like he knows who he is. He knows who he is and he knows how to take care of himself first. And then the celebration of, oh my God, yes, this is what I'm seeing. And I do get to have the things that I want. And let yourself believe that. I feel like there's a resistance to it. I feel like just the path from here to here, there's something in there's like a wall here that needs to be broken down because you will not let yourself celebrate what you feel like is coming. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that maybe you're newer to the journey and you weren't expecting to feel so weird in the integration period. I'm telling you, it's temporary. You do get in the groove and it's fucking amazing. Okay. Just be aware of that. So, but the celebration is real. The reward is real for healing. You're going to feel it very soon. That's my dog just shaking like crazy. Okay. 7 of Cups is the last card that came out. And so this, to me, this comes through as like, he's almost playing like what is it? The cups where they rearrange. Oh, you got to find the ball in the cups, right? But there's 7 of them instead of 3, and he's trying to figure out which one to pick. So let's intuit this. So they're depicted as there's a snake. Snakes always come through as evolution, as growth, as shedding a skin. Beautiful, like you're realizing because it's coming in under this, right? You're realizing that hey, maybe it's okay to take it slow because I've just done a lot. I've just done a lot. I don't need to sprint out the gate. I'm still moving forward and everything that I want is still going to be there. You don't have to rush to it. Everything that is meant for you is already yours, okay? If you think of it that way. Because you're really going to be taking care of yourself on a next level. And so the snake coming through is perfect. And the snake is like, I like that he's like leaving this little, almost looks like a little city that we've made out of these cups. So the snake is like, I'm out of here because he's ready to go. And so this city maybe is representing where you've been sitting, healing, where you've been doing the healing. So there's also, it looks like a bat wing. I don't know what's going on here. Looks like a bat wing right here, right? And then a couple of them have these little ladders, like their little houses. And then this has like a road, or is it water? It's water coming in or going out. I feel like it's going in. So there are a lot of messages going on here. Let me, because he's really thinking and he's touching this one that doesn't really have anything going on. It does have the ladder. What is next to that? Oh, there's a little cat. Okay, there's lots of little interesting images too. So there, you can't really see it, but right here, just drawn in white, is a castle. There's a castle. I don't think I can get it close enough. But he is touching this one with the ladder, and the castle is right there. And so I feel like even though it's hard to see, he tuned into his intuition. Remember, you're going to be really tuning into things that you're good at. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm good at stuff. And maybe that's the way I should go. Duh. Stuff that not necessarily just being good at it, but feeding it has to feed your soul. Okay. You have to have a passion for it and at least a passion to learn if you don't even know how to do it yet. Right. So if you're seeing something come through and you're like, well, I don't know how to do that. If there's a passion to learn, go that way. If it's coming through and you're like, well, I know a little bit. If there's a passion to learn more, go that way. If it's coming through and you're like, oh, I know a lot about that, but I never thought of like pursuing that as like more of a full-time thing, go that way. If it feeds your soul, go that way. And so he really is trying to tune into what feeds his soul and choosing, even though he can't really see the castle. Where is it? The castle right here. Intuitively, he knows this is the right one. He knows that this one is going to lead him to abundance and joy and everything he wants. That's what the castle's representing. And it's funny too, because he's like really hesitating, like choosing. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm hearing. For most of you, there's no need to choose just one thing. You are allowed to have more than one thing in your life that feeds your soul. And so I feel like what's going on here is he's hesitant because he feels like if he like he knows he wants that one. He knows that's the one, that's the path. But I think there's concern that if he chooses it, then something else has to fall away that he doesn't want to fall away. Trust that the universe knows exactly what you need, okay? And yes, sometimes we do lose people, places, things, situations, jobs, homes when we follow our hearts. That's life, you guys. That's the human adventure. We have to embrace it. Just know that if anything falls away, it means that there's something better coming, okay? The only way you will ever know is to let go. So, and here's the cool thing about letting go. Set an intention right now to let go of anything that is no longer serving you. And you may find that you're letting go. Let's say you have a job. Let's say you have a job that you can keep, that you really like, that you can keep even if you hit the road because you can do it all online or whatever. Let's say you have a job you like. Well, you let go, you focus on letting go of everything that is in your way, and all of a sudden something happens in that job. You're like, "Oh, what if well, I don't want to lose that. So I'm going to pull back and not choose and not move forward." When really what's going on is that job, that thing that feeds your soul is trying to evolve to the next level. You have to keep going. You have to keep going because anytime the universe is trying to give us something, the anything in the way is going to fall apart, okay? And a lot of times it's stuff that we've come to rely on or that we don't think we're ever going to have to be without, but we have to let go of it in order to let the new in. That's just the way it works. You have to make space. You have to make space. So if you want to be with somebody, then you have to let go of whatever is in the way of that to make space for that. If you want a certain job, then you have to let go of whatever is in the way to make space for that. And we don't always know what it is, but the universe knows. And in fact, the highest version of you that you've been focusing on and calling in knows. It knows. And I think we always know, well, not always, not always. Sometimes it does take us by surprise. But I think for the most part, we know when we have to let go of something, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're losing it. That thing might need a little break to evolve to the next level and find you again. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. So I feel like this new moon is going to be really, I mean, I feel like you've already been in a very deep transformative phase and you've been doing deep healing because you called it in. God love you. Way to go. Good job. You called it in. You said, "Universe, I want to heal. Show me how." You've been doing it. You've been focusing on how can I be a higher version of me? So the universe is bringing in either just a mindset shift where you're like all of a sudden you don't want to do certain things that you used to do that were holding you back. And so now maybe you're feeling a little like, okay, but I don't have anything now, or nothing in your life seems to be feeding your soul. Be patient. Let go of all of it, and the universe will bring you what you need. The universe is going to bring you. And like I said, again, it could be if there is something that you really enjoyed and you don't want to lose it, you still have to keep going. You still have to follow your passion, follow your heart. If it feels like it's falling apart, then a new path will show itself. If it really is falling apart, then perhaps that is when you have to make a decision where, okay, maybe I need to do an about face and back up. And honestly, all you really have to do, and this comes through in a lot of readings, and I didn't get it off a card, but this is coming into my brain now, so I'm going to say it, is when you're not sure, like, oh, I think this might be falling apart, and you keep going, you take another step and it falls apart more. If you're not sure what's going on, it's okay to take a step back for a minute and be an observer and set that intention. Say, okay, I want to see this as an observer so I can really see what's going on. And then you might get clarity around, okay, keep going because that part of it is falling away to make room for a more evolved part to come in. I feel like this is the truth for a lot of you, that just keep going. Keep going. Don't be afraid if something seems like it's fallen apart, because if it really does feed your soul, if it really is meant for you, then it's just trying to evolve. So this new moon is going to bring an evolution of the things that you were already doing, or the people you were already with, or the places you were already wanting to go, something like that. Let it all go, because you can't fuck up what's meant for you. You just can't. And it's just the old versions of these things that are trying to die with the old version of you. So what is meant for you will come around, or will still be there. Okay. So this new moon is going to be huge. You've already been through it's only going to get better from here. Okay, into the summer. I've already seen my girl Angie and I did a podcast episode. If you haven't seen, I've got all the videos on here so far, but we're also on iTunes, Amazon Music, and Spotify. It's called Hey Goddess. And we just recorded a summer energy update, and the summer is going to be amazing. It's going to be so light and fun for everybody. Okay. As long as you embrace that energy and allow yourself to have that experience, right? So it's only going to get better after this new moon. You just have to, first of all, allow yourself to celebrate. Allow yourself to celebrate, and allow yourself to truly let go. Because sometimes the things we love and the things that feed our souls, sometimes they just need to breathe for a minute. We can't hold on to them so tight that we're white knuckling it, because that's a surefire way to not be able to move forward. The universe can't bring you the next evolution of it. The universe can't bring you something better than it until you let go. Okay. All right. I love you. That is what I've got for that. I hope this resonated. Please let me know. I just love the sound of my own voice, don't I? 45 minutes. Jesus. All right. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, I really, truly appreciate it. Give me a heart in the comments, and I will see you next time. Enjoy.